Dear seniors, do you have garlic in your kitchen? Of course you do. But did you know that this natural miracle medicine can either heal you or harm you, depending on how you use it? Garlic has been praised for thousands of years for lowering blood pressure, boosting immunity, protecting the heart, and even fighting cancer. Yet, there are 9 common mistakes that make garlic lose all its healing power, or worse, become harmful for older adults. Many people believe they're eating to stay healthy, but in reality, they're unknowingly hurting their bodies every day. So what are those mistakes? And how can you fix them to make garlic a true natural medicine for a strong and long life? Watch this video until the end, because once you understand how to use it right, each small clove of garlic can become a golden remedy that protects your heart and extends your lifespan. Mistake 1. Cooking garlic too long, burning away all its benefits. Garlic is one of the oldest seasonings in the world, but few people know that if cooked the wrong way, it becomes almost useless. The secret lies in a compound called allicin, the sulfur compound that gives garlic its strong smell and is the source of nearly all its health benefits, lowering blood pressure, fighting inflammation, killing bacteria, preventing blood clots, and protecting the heart. The problem is, allicin is extremely sensitive to heat. When garlic is cooked above 140 degrees Fahrenheit, 60 degrees Celsius, it breaks down quickly within minutes. Scientists at the University of Washington found that when garlic was heated at 140 degrees Fahrenheit for 6 minutes, more than 90% of allicin was destroyed. This means if you fry garlic at the start of cooking and then keep simmering your dish for another 10 to 15 minutes, it loses nearly all of its nutrients, leaving behind only aroma and a faint bitter taste. Take Mrs. Linda, 72, from Texas. For years, she made beef stew and added garlic right from the start, believing the longer it cooks, the healthier it gets. But her blood pressure and cholesterol never improved. After a doctor explained that her garlic had lost all its active compounds from overcooking, she changed her routine, chopping garlic, letting it rest for 10 minutes, then adding it near the end. Soon, she felt lighter, less tired, and slept more deeply. The fix is simple. Add garlic in the last 1 to 2 minutes of cooking. To keep the aroma and nutrients, sauté it gently over medium heat until fragrant, then add your main ingredients. Best of all, use it raw, in sauces, salads, or dips. A European chef once said, "Garlic is medicine, but only if you don't burn it." It sounds poetic, but it's true. Just a few minutes difference can turn a small clove into a real golden remedy for your heart and longevity. Mistake 2. Swallowing whole garlic cloves seems healthy, but actually useless. Many older adults believe swallowing a garlic clove in the morning detoxes the body and prevents heart disease. In fact, this is a common folk remedy passed down for generations. But the truth is, it doesn't help at all and can even be harmful. When garlic is whole, allicin doesn't exist yet. It only forms when you crush or chop garlic, allowing 2 natural substances, alliin and the enzyme alliinase, to react and create allicin. If you swallow the clove whole, that reaction never happens. Your body absorbs very little benefit. It's like swallowing a vitamin pill without removing its plastic coating. The nutrients stay trapped inside. For older people with weaker digestion, a whole raw clove can cause indigestion, irritation, or even burn the stomach lining. In Japan, doctors have reported cases of esophagus inflammation from patients who swallowed raw garlic daily for months. In the U.S., a 68-year-old woman in California suffered chronic stomach pain after swallowing whole cloves every day for 2 years instead of taking supplements. Endoscopy later revealed multiple stomach ulcers. The right way is to crush or chop the garlic and let it rest for about 10 minutes before eating. During that time, the enzyme reaction completes and allicin reaches its peak. You can then mix it with olive oil, honey, yogurt, or lemon juice. If the taste is too strong, eat it with food or add lemon to soften the flavor. A study from the University of Pennsylvania found that letting chopped garlic sit for 10 minutes triples the amount of allicin compared to using it immediately. Just a few extra minutes of patience can unlock the full healing power of this natural medicine. Nutrition experts in the U.S. often suggest older adults combine minced garlic with mild foods, like spreading a garlic yogurt mix on whole grain bread or making a honey garlic dressing for salad. It's easier to eat and far more effective than swallowing a raw clove. Mistake 3. Using pre-peeled or pre-minced garlic, convenient but costly to your health. In today's fast-paced world, many people buy pre-peeled, jarred, or packaged minced garlic. It's convenient, quick, and clean. But this convenience comes with a hidden price. Most of the nutrients are gone. That thin outer skin of garlic isn't just for keeping out dirt. It's a natural shield against oxidation and bacteria. Once peeled or chopped, enzymes in garlic start reacting with air, breaking down allicin rapidly. After 24 hours, most of its active compounds are gone. A study published in the Journal of Food Science found that peeled garlic stored at room temperature for 6 days lost over 70% of its biological activity, while whole bulbs remained nearly intact. There's another risk: food safety. In the U.S., a serious case of botulism poisoning occurred in Ohio when a family used homemade garlic in oil that had been refrigerated too long. The Clostridium botulinum bacteria can grow in sealed, airless jars, producing toxins that cause paralysis, breathing trouble, and even death. Commercial jarred garlic, meanwhile, often contains preservatives and acids that destroy the enzyme alliinase, meaning no allicin can form at all. So, while you might smell garlic, you're only adding flavor, not function. The best choice is to buy fresh, firm, dry bulbs without sprouts and peel them only right before use. If you need convenience, you can chop fresh garlic, mix it with olive oil, and keep it in a glass jar in the fridge for 3 to 4 days. This method keeps most of the nutrients and remains safe. As one Italian chef in New York once said, "Pre-peeled garlic is garlic without a soul." It sounds dramatic, but for anyone who cares about their health, it's absolutely true. These 3 mistakes may seem small, but they're the reason why many people eat garlic every day without getting any of its real benefits. Garlic only works as medicine when you understand how to prepare and store it. If you overcook it, swallow it whole, or use pre-peeled garlic, you're only getting the taste, not the health. Many people think these 3 errors aren't serious, but this is just the beginning. The next 6 mistakes are far more dangerous. Can you guess which one can turn garlic from a superfood into an irritant? Comment 1 if you can guess, or hit like if you want to see the next part, where most people make their biggest garlic mistakes. Mistake 4: storing garlic the wrong way. Turning a miracle medicine into a moldy bulb. Many people think garlic can last forever and that keeping it in the fridge will keep it fresh. In fact, this storage method can destroy its nutrients, cause it to sprout, or even grow mold. Garlic is naturally a dry bulb that loves air circulation. When stored in a cold and humid refrigerator, moisture triggers sprouting. At that point, the amount of allicin and sulfur compounds, the core of garlic's healing power, drops sharply. A study from the Chinese Institute of Food Technology found that sprouted garlic contains nearly 50% less allicin than regular garlic, and its flavor becomes sour and slightly bitter. Another common mistake is storing garlic in plastic bags or sealed containers. This prevents airflow, increases humidity, and encourages mold growth. The white or gray fuzzy patches on garlic might look harmless, but they can contain aflatoxin, a toxin that damages the liver and weakens the immune system, especially dangerous for older adults. The right way to store garlic is simple. Keep it in a cool, dry, and well-ventilated place, such as a mesh bag, wicker basket, or paper bag. Avoid direct sunlight and humid spots like near the stove or sink. Do not refrigerate whole garlic bulbs. Once peeled, store for no more than 7 to 10 days in a small glass jar with a loose lid in the fridge. For convenience, you can also chop garlic and soak it in pure olive oil, then refrigerate it for a few days. This keeps the flavor and prevents it from drying out or losing nutrients. An Italian chef once said, "Garlic loves air but hates moisture." That simple line sums up the golden rule for keeping every clove full of goodness. Mistake 5. Eating raw garlic on an empty stomach, from medicine to stomach burner. It may sound surprising, but eating raw garlic on an empty stomach can be dangerous, especially for people with stomach, intestinal, or blood pressure issues. The reason is that allicin and sulfur compounds in garlic, while strong at killing bacteria, are also very irritating to the stomach lining. When your stomach is empty, its natural protective layer is thinner, allowing garlic to directly burn the lining. A study at Seoul National University in South Korea followed 89 ulcer patients who regularly ate raw garlic on an empty stomach. The results showed that 42% suffered severe stomach bleeding and nearly 20% had to be hospitalized for blood transfusions. In the acidic environment of an empty stomach, raw garlic can increase acid secretion and worsen ulcers, especially in older adults with weaker digestion. A case in Miami, Florida illustrates this clearly. A 64-year-old woman had heard that eating raw garlic in the morning cleanses the blood. For 3 months, she swallowed 3 raw cloves every morning before eating anything. One day, she suffered intense stomach pain and vomited blood. Doctors discovered that garlic had burned through an existing ulcer, creating a hole in her stomach wall and requiring emergency surgery. The right way is not to eat garlic on an empty stomach, but to include it in meals. It's best to combine it with starch or yogurt, which helps neutralize acid. To keep its antibacterial power while avoiding irritation, cook it lightly. Gentle heat reduces harshness, but keeps most of its benefits. Another option is aged garlic extract, a form of garlic fermented in a special environment. It offers the same heart-protective effects as fresh garlic, but is much milder on the stomach, making it ideal for older adults with sensitive digestion. In short, garlic is a powerful remedy, but the stronger it is, the more care it requires. Eating it at the right time is what turns it from harsh spice into healing medicine. Mistake 5. Eating raw garlic on an empty stomach. From medicine to stomach burner. It may sound surprising, but eating raw garlic on an empty stomach can be dangerous, especially for people with stomach, intestinal, or blood pressure issues. The reason is that allicin and sulfur compounds in garlic, while strong at killing bacteria, are also very irritating to the stomach lining. When your stomach is empty, its natural protective layer is thinner, allowing garlic to directly burn the lining. A study at Seoul National University in South Korea followed 89 ulcer patients who regularly ate raw garlic on an empty stomach. The results showed that 42% suffered severe stomach bleeding and nearly 20% had to be hospitalized for blood transfusions. In the acidic environment of an empty stomach, raw garlic can increase acid secretion and worsen ulcers, especially in older adults with weaker digestion. A case in Miami, Florida illustrates this clearly. A 64-year-old woman had heard that eating raw garlic in the morning cleanses the blood. For 3 months, she swallowed 3 raw cloves every morning before eating anything. One day, she suffered intense stomach pain and vomited blood. Doctors discovered that garlic had burned through an existing ulcer, creating a hole in her stomach wall and requiring emergency surgery. The right way is not to eat garlic on an empty stomach, but to include it in meals. It's best to combine it with starch or yogurt, which helps neutralize acid. To keep its antibacterial power while avoiding irritation, cook it lightly. Gentle heat reduces harshness, but keeps most of its benefits. Another option is aged garlic extract, a form of garlic fermented in a special environment. It offers the same heart-protective effects as fresh garlic, but is much milder on the stomach, making it ideal for older adults with sensitive digestion. In short, garlic is a powerful remedy, but the stronger it is, the more care it requires. Eating it at the right time is what turns it from harsh spice into healing medicine. Mistake 6. Ignoring interactions between garlic and medication, a thin line between help and harm. Garlic helps thin the blood, lower blood pressure, and reduce blood sugar. 3 amazing benefits for heart health. But if you are taking medication that does the same things, garlic's effects can double in a dangerous way. Many older adults currently use medications such as blood thinners, aspirin, warfarin, clopidogrel, blood pressure medicines, amlodipine, losartan, enalapril, diabetes medicines, metformin, gliclazide. When you take garlic together with these drugs, its natural effects can make your blood too thin, your pressure too low, or your blood sugar drop sharply. The results can include unusual bleeding, dizziness, low blood sugar, or even fainting. The journal Clinical Pharmacology once reported a case of a 71-year-old man taking warfarin to prevent stroke. He also took garlic capsules every day. After just 2 weeks, he developed bruises all over his arms and legs and constant bleeding gums. Tests showed that his blood took 3 times longer than normal to clot. The garlic had made the medicine much stronger than intended. Garlic can also affect how your liver processes drugs. Taking both together can change how quickly your body breaks down medication, turning a normal dose into an overdose. This doesn't mean seniors should stop eating garlic altogether. Small amounts in food, like 1 or 2 cloves in stir-fries or soups, are perfectly safe. The problem happens when people take large amounts or use garlic supplements while already taking prescription medicine. The best thing to do is to talk to your doctor before adding any garlic supplements or extracts. One short question can save you from serious problems. If you are taking medicine and notice dizziness, easy bruising, or bleeding gums, stop using garlic for a few days and visit your doctor right away. A heart specialist in California once said, "Garlic and medicine can both save you, but if you mix them without understanding, they can do the opposite." That saying should stay in mind, especially for anyone over 60, when the body becomes more sensitive and reacts more strongly to drug interactions. These mistakes are more serious than most people think. They don't just weaken garlic's value, they can cause real side effects. But there are still more mistakes most seniors make, small habits that can affect your blood, your surgery, and even your overall health. Do you think you've been using garlic the right way? If what you just read surprised you, comment "surprised" so I'll know how many people misunderstood this. The next part will surprise you even more, because some garlic habits that seem healthy can actually hide risks few people know about. Mistake 7. Eating garlic before surgery, a serious bleeding risk. Garlic is famous as a heart protector because it helps thin the blood and prevent clots, but this same benefit can become dangerous if you're about to have surgery, even minor ones like dental work, endoscopy, or removing a small lump. Here's why. Sulfur compounds in garlic, especially ajoine and allicin, prevent platelets from sticking together, keeping blood flowing smoothly. This is great for preventing clots, strokes, and heart attacks. But during surgery, when the body needs blood to clot, garlic can cause heavy bleeding. For healthy adults, eating a few cloves usually isn't a big issue. But for older people who already take blood thinners or heart medications, the combined effect can be risky. A study published in the New England Journal of Medicine reviewed over 3,000 surgical bleeding cases and found that 8.7% were directly linked to garlic eaten within 7 days before surgery. Those who ate more than 2 cloves daily had double the normal bleeding time. One case involved a 70-year-old woman in California who took garlic supplements for her blood pressure. Before her knee surgery, she didn't tell her doctor about this habit. During the operation, her bleeding wouldn't stop, and the procedure took twice as long as planned. Only later did she learn that her daily garlic routine had caused the problem. To stay safe, stop eating garlic at least 10 days before any surgery. This includes fresh garlic, cooked garlic, and garlic supplements. Always tell your doctor or dentist if you use garlic regularly. It's a small detail, but can make a huge difference in how they prepare for your procedure. If you take blood thinners, never increase your garlic intake without medical advice. Garlic is powerful medicine, but in the operating room, that power needs to pause. Mistake 8. Not rinsing garlic before cooking, ignoring the invisible dirt. Many people think the dry outer skin means garlic doesn't need washing. But that skin can't fully block soil, mold, or leftover germs from harvesting and storage. When you peel garlic by hand, tiny germs, mold spores, or pesticide residue can move from your hands, knife, and cutting board back onto the clove, especially when you mince or crush it. This is the invisible dirt you can't see. Food safety experts in Europe found that unwashed garlic may carry low levels of E. coli, salmonella, or mold spores that can make aflatoxin. Healthy people often fight these off, but older adults, or anyone with weak immunity or chronic illness, can still get stomach trouble, cramps, diarrhea, or even gut inflammation. In Oregon, a small study found about 12% of garlic sold at local farmers markets had traces of gut bacteria. This doesn't mean garlic is dangerous, but it does show that rinsing is an important step to lower risk. Washing garlic does not wash away nutrients. Just rinse quickly under running water, dry with a clean towel, then peel. If you buy a lot at once, you can rinse lightly, dry fully, and store in a cool, dry, airy place. In Japan, some people even soak garlic in light salt water for 2 to 3 minutes before cooking. It cleans well, makes the cloves look whiter, and softens the sharp taste. This tiny habit pays off. It removes most dust, mold, and leftover farm chemicals on the skin. For older adults, even small amounts of these can bother the stomach. Think about it. We wash veggies, fruit, even rice before cooking. So why skip garlic? If you often peel garlic without rinsing, comment, "Done that." If you always rinse garlic first, comment, "Rinsed," so we can see how many of us are doing it right. Mistake 9. Not letting garlic rest after chopping, missing the golden moment for medicine. Almost everyone makes this mistake. Most people chop garlic and toss it straight into the pan, thinking that keeps the strongest flavor. But the truth is, a short 10-minute rest after chopping or crushing is when garlic makes its medicine. Here's how it works. When you cut a clove, an enzyme called alliinase wakes up and reacts with a natural compound called allicin. Together, they make allicin, the star compound that fights inflammation, kills germs, and protects the heart. This does not happen at once. It needs a few minutes. If you cook garlic right away, heat destroys the enzyme, and you keep the smell but lose the helpful compound. A U.S. study in the Journal of Nutrition showed this clearly. Letting chopped garlic rest 10 minutes creates 3 times more allicin than cooking it right away. And just 5 minutes of cooking at 212 degrees Fahrenheit can cut allicin by over 90%. One tiny step decides whether garlic stays medicine or becomes only a spice. At a nutrition talk in New York, Dr. Sarah Green shared a story about a 75-year-old patient. She made chicken soup daily with lots of garlic, but always dropped the garlic into boiling water right after chopping. After months, her blood pressure and cholesterol did not improve. Once she learned to chop first, wait 10 minutes, then add garlic near the end, things changed. 3 months later, her heart numbers looked better. She felt less tired and slept well. So, a little patience can bring big health gains. Easy kitchen steps. At the start of cooking, chop or crush the garlic and set it aside. While the garlic rests, wash veggies, slice meat, and prep other seasonings. By the time you're ready to cook, the allicin is formed. Now add the garlic. If you use garlic raw in salad or a cold sauce, remember the 10-minute rule to get the most benefits. A famous Chicago chef joked, "Garlic is like a person. It needs time to breathe to come alive." It's a fun image, and it's true. 10 minutes of waiting can multiply the help garlic gives your heart, brain, and immune system. In the US, many dietitians tell seniors to treat this like a daily kitchen habit. You don't need big changes, just let garlic rest and you'll see the difference. Do you already let garlic breathe before cooking? If yes, comment "breathed." If not yet, comment "not yet," so we can see how many people have been missing this simple step. So, these 9 small mistakes are why many older adults eat garlic every day but miss the benefits, and sometimes even add health risks. Overcooking, swallowing whole cloves, poor storage, eating on an empty stomach, ignoring drug interactions, skipping rinsing, or not letting garlic rest. All of these quietly weaken garlic's power. Garlic is medicine only when you use it the right way. Health comes not from eating more, but from eating right. One small clove can be a golden remedy or a burden, depending on how you use it. 3 golden rules to remember. 1. Chop and let garlic rest 10 minutes before cooking so your body gets the most allicin. 2. Do not eat raw garlic on an empty stomach. Pair it with a meal or gentle foods. 3. Choose fresh garlic, store it properly, and ask your doctor if you take blood thinners or plan any surgery. Change these small habits, and garlic becomes your true daily helper. Better blood flow, a clearer mind, and a stronger body. Please share this with family and friends. Sometimes one clove used the right way can make a big difference for the whole household. If you've made at least one of these mistakes, comment "understood" to lock in the lesson and use every clove the right way from today.